Hey guys, it is your boy Anime Junkie here, bringing you guys the anime content you need. And today we have a jam-packed chapter. Oda dropped 1044, Warrior of Liberation, and let me tell you, we are in for a treat. So, without further ado, we are going to get right into it. First off, we have the cover page. It is absolutely insane. I know everyone wants to know what happened at the end chapter, and you'll get my take on that in a second, but first, I have a pretty hot take on the cover page. Let's just say Niji Nyonji do not escape right away from the book, and they actually are experimented on, and the Big Mom Pirates get their hands on however Judge got them to become these superhuman, like exactly what they did in their genetic code, as well as the operations kind of needed, because we know Queen is also pretty smart. So stick with me here. If Kaido and the Beast Pirates stay allied to the Big Mom Pirates, and they get the information that Judge used to create these guys, Queen will know how to replicate it, I assume, at least, because of it's said, like, he's comparable in scientific talent to people like Judge, and obviously second to Vegapunk, because Vegapunk's in this category of his own, but he's very smart. So if he gets his hands on this, I think that could be a major upgrade, like insane. But I know you guys all want to get right into the chapter, so that's it where I leave for the cover page. That's my take. I think it'd be pretty cool. I know they escape, so I'm not sure if that happens before or after, but I do think if the Pirates, Big Mom Pirates at least, can get their hands on this, and I don't know, Kaido and Big Mom can look past this loss and stay allied, that could be a major upgrade for them. But going right into the first panel, we have Luffy. He says, "What's happening? How can I still stand?" He's confused. He says, "I just lost, but I feel like I'm having a blast," and then burst out into laughter. This is crazy, guys. And then it gets more insane. Momonosuke goes on to proclaim, "Luffy is Joy Boy." Yamato's confused. "Zunesha said that," she says. And then we quickly get a cut over to Sanji, and Sanji says, "Luffy," and he can sense Luffy's back. This is, everyone is sensing, everyone who thought Luffy lost, Kaido came down and announced that Luffy could not be sensed, and all of a sudden everyone is sensed, not everyone, but Luffy, Kid, Law, Hirogora, I know I butchered his name, but you know who I'm talking about, the Flower Man, and everyone says, "Is that Straw Hat? Is that Luffy?" And then Marco confirms it. "Hey, you two." He's still breathing. He says to Nami and Otama as they're panicking, "Is Luffy still alive? Big bro, Aniki, you've got to be okay." They're losing it. And Marco confirms them, they are back. And then we cut over to Morijua with the Gorosei. And let me tell you guys, oh my god, we have been played by Oda. And not only were we played for decades, longer than I've been alive. So for those of you who've been with One Piece the whole way, I can only imagine how betrayed you feel. And now that we cut to the Holy Land, Morijua, we have the 5 Gorosei talking again. And first off, they're like, "We sacrificed one of their best agents to Kaido, to enrage Kaido and to try and stop Luffy." And they're confused, are their priorities straight right now? Are they doing the right things? Are they taking the right steps to ensure power? These guys are tense. When you see the manga panels as you see on screen, these guys are serious right now. But they also are very firm in stating that they need to stop the problem. It is imperative they stop the problem. No matter what century it has been and who's ruled for the past 800 years, as long as Im and the Gorosei and these guys have been in power, the Gamu Gamu fruit has evaded them. And then they confirm a total bombshell. They say, "It's almost as if the fruit itself is evading us." Well, that's not impossible. All Zoan fruits have a will of their own. Keyword all, not all mythologic, all Zoan fruits have a will of their own. And this one carries the name of a god. After all, the Gamu Gamu fruit is really a mythological Zoan devil fruit. It's the human fruit. Model Nika. It is insane. Sun god Nika. It is insane. The awakening is said to exponentially strengthen the body's rubber, because we know Luffy is a rubber, and like on base ability it will exponentially strengthen his rubber body, and he'll have even more freedom than he already does. And beyond that, it's said to be the most ridiculous power in the world. Absolutely crazy stuff. The only limit to Luffy's powers now is his imagination, as we see in the panel with him in the moon. In combat, they're supposedly only limited by the imagination, putting smiles on the faces far and wide. They're in the embodiment of the warrior of liberation, tying back into everything how Luffy's been liberating everyone everywhere he goes since the beginning of the story. It's been Luffy's thing. So this is Luffy's fruit, and it is all making perfect sense to me while this is happening, and it is absolutely ridiculous. The next panel we see is Hiyori and this useless toad looking nigga. Like, he really needs to get out of here. Orochi needs to be deleted badly. And he's on about some simping shit like I really admired Oden, and trying to kiss up to Hiyori because he knows he's in a completely screwed spot. And honestly, this is just it's honestly, I love it kind of, because the character development it gives to Orochi, and it proves over and over again that this guy is literally will twist and connive and turn for everything as he begs and says he kept his promises and he's a man of his word, blah blah blah. But no, he doesn't. He's a lying, conniving son of a word I can't say here. So like, we know this from seeing in the panel where it says Oden danced like a fool for years, and after 5 years or something like that, I believe it was, they were supposed to honor an agreement. After Oden danced, they would leave Wano and never return. They didn't honor that. He didn't expect, I don't think, Hiyori to know about that, and when she told him, that was mind-blowing. And then we get to this really emotional part of the chapter after a little flashback, which was really nice to see Oden and Hiyori when they were young. And she's like, hey, how are you okay with everyone when they're talking so bad about you? And he's like, well, that's simple, I got you guys, like, what are you saying? And she's like, really? Then I swear I'll always be there for you. And that's a pretty cool chapter to me. I think that's pretty cute. I really enjoyed this little bit of Hiyori. And then we get to, I'm gonna just stop, she's too pretty, but like, either way, we get to one of the coolest panels to me in this. People may be underrating it, people may be, I don't know what the full reaction is on the YouTube community. I've only seen 2 or 3 videos, but a lot of people that I've seen so far have brushed over this, and I think this is one of the best panels. She says, hold your tongue, you miserable wretch, I'm Kozuki Hiyori. And it is a big full panel chapter page. I have it up on the screen. It is insane, guys. Tears gushing out of her face, emotions everywhere, and this he looks like he's seen a ghost. He's terrified. She says, I was always proud to carry my father's name, even when she was starving, covered in rags. And on the other hand, Orochi is a traitor, worth nothing, and every day he stayed in power was a day too much. Each day he lived and stayed in power, lives were lost. And then he's panicking. He's like, oh no, she's about to kill me, oh my god. And then out of nowhere, Kanjuro shows up, because like, he's here. And the most confusing thing happens. So this guy shows up, and Orochi's like, your timing's impeccable. This is the ideal stage for your ideal performance. Burn this woman to ash. Go on, take her. And he goes on his little laugh. Take revenge of the stew of 20 years in the making. Like, this is crazy. I thought Hiyori at this point is done. And then out of nowhere, it is the perfect title for this tragic comedy. Take a look, Hiyori. A Kozuki survivor should know the fortune that favors the mighty. He is talking nice to her. And out of nowhere, he goes the wrong way. Like, I don't know what just happened. I am how would you go the wrong way? You like Zoro 2.0 on the battlefield? Like, you just attack the wrong people because you mad confused? Because I don't understand this. It's got me bamboozled. Like, lost. I'm sorry. But either way, this happens. He goes the wrong way, sizzles Orochi, and then it comes down to back to Hiyori, and she's like, the dawn will come. And then finally we cut into what you've all been waiting for, the hype stuff, the Luffy versus Kaido, the reveal. I'm not gonna get there, but we're gonna get into it right now. So first off, Luffy is by the moon, jumping in front of the moon, looking all rubber-like and exactly like Sun God Nika, and he says, I feel like anything is possible now. I can keep fighting a bit longer. And he also goes to mention that his heartbeat sounds off. I also want to point out that Luffy says he can only fight a bit longer, which leads me to believe this fight is going to conclude in a maximum of 3 to 4 chapters. If we get another flashback in there, maybe 5 to 7. And then Luffy goes, this is my peak. This is Gear 5th. And we have Crackle as we see the Conqueror's Haki flying everywhere. The Conqueror's Haki is just going crazy. Like, somebody control my guy. Oh my god. Luffy is going crazy. And then we see the Conqueror's Haki coming through the ceiling onto the main floor where everyone is. It is just crackle, boom, boom. Conqueror's Haki everywhere in this bitch, guys. Like, oh my god. And everyone looks at the ceiling like, what? Oh my god. And Kaido's like, yo, guys, attention here. And then even Kaido's like, wait, the fuck? What the hell on the roof? And then boom, we see out of nowhere more Conqueror's Haki. Everyone's going like, what the, like, this just Conqueror's Haki everywhere. What is happening? We see Law recognizing Luffy. We see Kid going Straw Hat, and Chopper, Luffy crying out. And out of nowhere, bro, I kid you not, Luffy reaches through the ceiling and grabs Kaido with a hand the size of a giant. My boy Kaido is confused. He is like, what? He looks at me like, just like, what? Just like, what? Like, I'm looking at it like, what? Like, we are all, like, damn, Luffy. A full, like, bigger than any giant I've seen. A full continent-sized polar hand. Because Kaido is no small dragon, bro. You gotta be huge to grab my boy and fully, like, wrap your hand around him like that. And then to go and disrespect him more. You would go further enough to say, come here, my boy. Yank him through the roof, through that little hole, making it big as hell. Pull my boy out. Got his eyes popping out his head. His homies, his crew were like, Kaido-san, what the Cause like, oh my god. And then Luffy just does a big flex with him on the roof between his hands, like he's just pumping it up because he is insane. Laughing with the most menacing laugh and the most devious smile ever. She. It is insane. I love it. Guys, you can hear my voice is like slowly going away because I've been talking about this chapter so much, like, and yelling so much. It has been insane. Like, he says, take this, starts spinning around Kaido like he's nothing, smacking him like he's a little cartoon whack-a-mole, bang, 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 bang on the floor. You are not that guy, bro. Out of here now. Bang, bang, bang. Get his ass, man. Bang, bang. You know what I'm saying, bro? And like, it is insane. And then out of nowhere, Luffy sends, like, just lets him go, sends him flying. And then he drops back and begins to laugh, like cracking up, ha 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 ha. He's going crazy, falls onto his back, and then Kaido hits him with a bolo breath. And during this exchange, Kaido, while Luffy's dying on the floor, goes, Straw Hat with a devious smile, I'm so happy you're still alive, and greets him with that fat bolo breath. And Luffy, last minute, looks up, eyes popping out, going crazy, is like, oh my god, whoa, that's close. Grabs the ground. Let me just say this again, guys. He grabs the ground and pulls it up and reflects the bolo breath back at Kaido. Like, the whole thing. Kaido sees it coming to him, and his face is just like, oh my god. There's no way I'm about to eat this. And then, well, I'm beeped. I'm sorry, but like, this is crazy. And then he eats it to the face, just tanks it like the unit Kaido is, because, you know, my boy's a menace. And then Luffy's laughing his ass off one more time, and Kaido goes, sorry about the idiot from before. I didn't want to win like that. And Luffy looks at him, in probably one of my favorite panels of the year, better than the ending of the panel of the last chapter. The ending of this chapter, Luffy looks at him with a smile and the cool eyes, the lit up hair, the swirly eyebrows, and says, "Don't sweat it. Now, let's finish this." Chapter 1044, the end. Guys, like, that was a crazy chapter, and I can't wait to see what Oda does next in 1045. And I know I'm gonna say this is the craziest chapter I've read, but I know the next one's gonna blow the top off by far, so I'm not even gonna say it's the craziest chapter I've read. I will be dropping a ton of theory videos on this chapter coming soon within the next couple days, so keep tuned in, guys. I hope you enjoyed my chapter review, and this shit is insane. Have a great day, have a great night, have a great whatever you're doing. Go read 1044 if you haven't and you just watched my video. It will make your day. It is insane.